As a child, I loved animals, but I had always been a dog person. I grew up with 2 perfect dogs, and one grumpy old cat who hated my brother and me. This cat lived for 19 years. 1 year later, after her passing, in the summer of 8th grade, my parents decided that it was time to get new cats. We began the search by looking at the website for the local nonprofit animal shelter, Center County Paws, in hope to find 2 kittens for adoption. This organization takes in dogs and cats with the hope to find all animals their forever homes. Online, we found a few different kittens that were paired with their siblings. The 2 pairs we were looking at were called the Opera Kittens, Rodolfo and Puccini, and Nala and Simba. Finally, the day came when we were able to go and visit the kittens in person. As we were driving to the shelter, I got so excited to hopefully find my new pets. I desperately wanted a fluffy kitten that I could cuddle with. Upon arriving, we were led down a long hallway on the cat side of the building. This hallway was lined on one side with multiple windows in several rows, and each window contained an adorable cat. This made it easier for visitors to see the cats. The lady that was helping my family then led us to a back room where they had their kittens. We saw the 2 pairs that we found online and decided to take a closer look at the Opera Kittens, Rodolfo and Puccini. We were told that these kittens were found abandoned on the side of a highway with their triplet sister Mimi, who had already been adopted. They were just about 3 months old, and it was hard to tell them apart. They looked up at us with huge green eyes and fluffy cheeks, and my heart began to melt. We were then led to a room where people can play with the cats in order to get to know them a little better. They let the Opera Kittens out on the floor, and we sat down with them. The playful cats immediately started to scamper around on their tiny paws, trying to explore every corner. They pounced on the mice and jingly balls that were on the floor, and ran through the metal legs of the chairs. They danced around without a care in the world, and we laughed and smiled until our faces hurt. After watching and playing with these mischievous kittens, we began to notice the differences between the twins. The one, Rodolfo, was more staticky. His fur stood up everywhere and had few more stripes. The other, Puccini, had sleeker fur and a rounder face. My family and I decided that we were not very fond of the names that the foster family had chosen for these kittens, and without deciding if we were going to adopt them, we had started to rename them. The Frisier cat had a personality that befitted his looks. He leaped off walls and attacked everything, including feet. And so I came up with the classic name, Sparky. The other kitten was more calm and tended to sit and watch his brother play, as if he were in deep thought. This led my mom to decide on the name of Buddha. We were told we had to make a decision soon if we wanted to adopt them. However, what we didn't know was that as soon as we started renaming these kittens, they had already become a part of our family. And so Rodolfo and Puccini, now Sparky and Buddha, crawled into our laps as well as our hearts. 3 days later, we headed back out to the shelter to pick up our fluffy bundles of joy. The foster family had brought along the cat's favorite toys and their bed, and then the family said goodbye to their Opera Kittens. Once my family signed a few papers, we packed them up and took them home. Once home, we let the new additions loose in the living room, and they were just as crazy as before. They ran around and fit in immediately. They even got along well with our dog, Murphy. We continued to fall deeper in love with them, and they loved us back. Adopting Sparky and Buddha was the best decision my family has ever made. Shortly after, we ended up rescuing another kitten, and they have all become my best friends and family. And without them, I wouldn't be whole. If you feel an emptiness inside you, consider adopting a cat. You could end up finding a new best friend.